Hello, people of the world. This is Bo TV, and today's subject is Jeff Censored, Mystery Abounds, Episode 5. Okay, so it's been some days now since the news from Really Graceful, or I think that's her name, her little screenshot of what happened. So I had a few questions that I wrote down, as you can see over here, that I personally have. Kind of ironic too how Jeff researched and explored mysteries, and he has obviously left us with one, hasn't he? In my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying any statements right now. I'm not trying to make any. I'm trying to just pose questions that I have online. Basically, that's it. So I'm not making a statement that he isn't dead. We're gonna go ahead and still presume that he probably passed, but I just have a lot of questions. Okay, we'll start with question one. What was Jeff's legal name? Anybody know? Anybody out there? Put it in the comments so we could figure out what happened to this guy. What's his legal name? Pretty basic. Number two, should truth researchers use their legal names? Okay. So we've been presented with a situation with Jeff, right? Where at least people online cannot physically confirm with official paperwork that Jeff Censored, Supreme Lord Commander, Mr. You Better Wake Your Ass Up, is on this planet or not. Okay, nobody's presented papers that I've seen. Totally mysterious, weird situation. And the irony of also, this is actually a commission that I'm working on, and it happens to be a Mickey Mouse. And we all know about that symbolism, I'm sure. All right, back to the questions. Where's the obituary? I've seen in comments on my page and also on other people's pages. Nobody's seen an obituary that I know of so far. Today is Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. What is the actual date of his death? I've seen the 18th. I've seen the 18th. I also saw the 24th, but I also saw that the 24th is when they discovered his body. So, okay, next question. Where are the family members going public with Jeff's passing? Now, let's assume, like most folks, he has a family where he lived in Canada. Okay? I know if something happened to me, my sister would come public and say something. You'd find something on her Twitter or the Instagram. Probably they reveal your legal name when you passed, just to kind of like give people closure. I mean, I know my wife probably would do something like that. So that's a little weird. I don't know. And I know he used to speak of a girlfriend that he had. So, and his girlfriend knows what he does, apparently what he does for a living, okay? So no word from his girlfriend. Next question. Was Jeff Censored a COINTELPRO operation? I'm just a question. Just a question. Not the only thing that I'm not saying that this theory supports that question, but let's just say, okay, all right. Here's a guy that nobody's ever seen, only knows his voice. He researches mysteries, puts out information of symbolism, okay, satanic studies. The mainstream media would totally refer to this guy as absolutely fringe, okay? Here this guy just dies, and we haven't seen any paper trail. What's the purpose of, weird. Okay, so was Jeff Censored a COINTELPRO operation? I don't know. But the mystery of his death makes you think, okay, what's going on? Hence the video I'm making right now, okay? Sorry for the okays, I gotta stop, I gotta consciously stop that. What is a brain aneurysm? That's the 7th question, okay? And here, I printed something out from the Mayo Clinic, the dangers of brain aneurysm. A brain aneurysm is a bulge or ballooning in a blood vessel in the brain. It often looks like a berry hanging on a stem. A brain aneurysm can leak or rupture, causing bleeding into the brain. Hemorrhagic stroke. Most often, a ruptured brain aneurysm occurs in the space between the brain and the thin tissues covering the brain. This type of hemorrhagic stroke is called subarachnoid hemorrhage. A ruptured aneurysm quickly becomes life-threatening and requires prompt medical attention. Most brain aneurysms, however, don't rupture, create health problems, or cause symptoms. Such aneurysms are often detected during tests for other conditions. Treatment for an unruptured brain aneurysm may be appropriate in some cases and may prevent a rupture in the future. Okay, ruptured aneurysm. A sudden severe headache is the key symptom of a ruptured aneurysm. Now we remember at the end of Jeff's last show, he was complaining a little bit about headaches, and over the past, I guess, year, maybe 2 years, but I know over the year he's been complaining about headaches. He didn't do a show that one Friday in December, early December. He took that Friday off, I remember. Start at the top, ruptured aneurysm. A sudden severe headache is the key symptom of a ruptured aneurysm. This headache is often described as the worst headache ever experienced. Common signs and symptoms of a ruptured aneurysm include sudden, extremely severe headache, nausea and vomiting, stiff neck, blurred or double vision, sensitivity to light, seizure, a drooping eyelid, loss of consciousness, confusion, leaking aneurysm. Could he do a show, okay, with all these different kind of symptoms? In the case of a ruptured aneurysm, those are the symptoms: nausea and vomiting, stiff neck, blurred or double vision, sensitivity to light. I've had sensitivity to light. I've had confusion a bit. I've been nauseous from headaches that I've had. Most of the time it's because I wasn't hydrated, pretty much every time. In some cases, an aneurysm may leak a slight amount of blood. This leaking may cause sudden, extremely severe headache. Unruptured aneurysm. An unruptured brain aneurysm may produce no symptoms, particularly if it's small. However, a larger unruptured aneurysm may press on brain tissues and nerves, possibly causing pain above and behind one eye, a dilated pupil, change in vision, or double vision, numbness of one side of the face. When to seek a doctor. If you have severe headache or loses consciousness or has a seizure. Wow, okay, brain aneurysm develop as a result of thinning artery walls. Aneurysms often form at forks or branches in arteries because those sections of the vessel are weaker. So it's the blood's flowing and then it finds a weak spot, so it's like boop, pops out. Okay, like in that illustration here. So back to Jeff and this aneurysm here. Risk factors that develop over time: smoking, high blood pressure, drug abuse, particularly the use of cocaine, heavy alcohol consumption. Some types of aneurysms may occur after a head injury. Risk factors: inherited connective tissue disorders. All right, I think I've covered this. All right, so that was question number. So what is a brain aneurysm? So that's what he could have possibly passed from. Okay, We're assuming that's what he died from, something like that. And now the headache makes sense. But let's go back to question number 6. If he was COINTELPRO, they're setting up this narrative for the past year. He's complaining of headaches. He dies of a brain aneurysm. That's how we get rid of him. On to the next operation. Not saying that. Just saying that in a theoretical. In the spirit of, if Jeff died, in the spirit of him, we must investigate. That dude seriously had some interesting outlooks on the symbolism. Anyways, so there's that. So my last question is, what is Project Pogo and Project Cypher? Okay, we can get into the Z crowd, the Z tribe. That's where some of this goes to. So, all right. So reading here. So there is discussion with these documents years ago to ban YouTube channels, to shut it down, all of that. But they changed course. They decided instead of censoring everything, to fund and promote gatekeeper channels, shill channels, to simply gather and collect all of the open-minded people who are looking at this issue, at these issues. This is a link, the link's from nerdbusiness.com/blog/project-ZYPHR/. And they did shut down some of the legitimate channels. Some of those they've eliminated that they thought might be a threat or that might be calling out the gatekeeper channels. One really interesting aspect of all of this is the gatekeeper channels and the shill channels. Typically these would be disinfo channels. Alex Jones, for example, talks about everything except for that one tribe. So that is an active disinfo channel that's been around forever. Okay, what they created with these new gatekeeper channels is very truthful channels. They are very honest. They don't put out a lot of disinfo. They are actually legitimate. And that is done to give them credibility. Among those people who are awake, who are waking up, that was very specifically done. They call it tag, track, and ID, TTID. If you're watching these channels, if you are informed, if you are awake on these issues, they want to tag, they want to track you and know exactly who you are. There are 2 projects. Project Pogo is one of them, and Project Cypher. The 2 projects that the classified documents are referring to, each has a different role. Project Pogo is about the YouTube gatekeepers who are paid to put out truthful information so that they can tag, track, and ID the people who are watching the videos. Okay? Project Cypher, that is the second stage here that is coming up, and that is the extermination. They're going to exterminate these people. Hey, another question you could write on here was JC exterminated under Project Zephyr? Okay? All right? He could even have been exterminated as a legitimate truther. Whether it is tagged them for anti-Semitic speech, charge them with crimes, eliminate them completely, viral attacks, targeted. How they are going to eliminate these people without suspicion, without too many people noticing. But here's the problem. As I read the documents, there is a progression in the timeline as the project changed. Project Cypher has changed. In the beginning, they were talking a lot about, okay, we are going to infect the people with a virus that imitates the flu virus. Eliminate them in various ways that would not be suspicious. In the documents I have now from 3 months ago, they are saying the amount of the people they have to eliminate is too large, there's too many. We were talking about millions of Americans, and that's where the plans change. They're going to initiate something that's devastating. All right, based on what I can see in the document, we're talking about power outages, along with a purge, power outages, okay, holy shit. Power outages, all right? Now, power outages, first thing I think is Nashville, along with a purge. They're gonna come in and they're gonna take you out of your home, put you in a military vehicle, whatever van. All right, I didn't write this. Drive you away to a camp. It's a very big operation they're planning. All right, they're doing under the cover of night. Plan black. They have They have a 3-day blackout, nationwide blackout, 2 days. A lot of localized blackouts. They're going to blame it on all kinds of things. As far as you can tell from Cypher, they are planning it next year. They're not done tagging, tracking, and identifying everyone. All right. So they even mention our friend. Well, really? They even mention Adam Green from No More News here, because he's very open about Simon and very honest about it. But he thinks that they might be part of this operation. I can't say specifically if AG is part of it or not, but I would assume possibly he is. I don't know. I've been watching Adam Green for a long time. I'm not going to try to make a decision as to who he is. He doesn't say really much of anything. He posts a lot of what other people say. They say it themselves. But you could think anything's anything. That's the thing. It's the same thing with the Republicans thinking the Democrats are crazy. The Democrats think the Republicans are crazy. We're all just sitting on the sideline like, whoa, look at this. Look at these people. They're all falling for this thing. They're like cult of Trump. Everybody follows some kind of cult. I follow no cult. You know, whether it's the Biden cult, the Trump cult, so they're trying to follow some kind of cult. The anti-cult, the cult follows information cult-like. All right, so you kind of get the idea of Project Pogo and Project Cypher. I'm just learning about this. So, what's going on here? What really happened? Does anybody have any information on Jeff Censored and what his real name is? A picture. I thought I saw one online. He kind of looked. He was under. Did anybody else see that one picture of him? He was under a bridge, and it was like tone. It was weird. It was filter tone, black and white, kind of brownish black and white thing, and then it said "Rest in Peace." And he had a hoodie on. He kind of looked a little stocky, but I always thought Jeff was going to be kind of skinny, tall and lanky kind of dude. I don't know. Anybody got any information on this dude? Like what is going on? Guy who fervently studies and researches mysteries, symbolism, geopolitics, dies randomly, and nobody knows his name. No family's come forward. Man, what is going on? Anyways, this is a Bo TV, Jeff Censored, Mystery Abounds, episode number 5. Peace.